I definitely agree with that because Mike does not let me run out of weed because if I run out of weed, that raging cunt comes out of me, dude, and I will destroy the house. Like, even with my medication, yeah, my medications do work, and I always do go for a period of being on them, and then, oh, well, I'm good, I don't need them. I did that for almost 2 years, and dude, I had to go check myself in because eventually the voices would not stop.
I want to say it like this. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Without weed.
Yeah. I would say it like this. I haven't been on medication since I was 16, 15, somewhere in that neck of the woods. And it was about 13 that I started smoking weed, and it was about 8 when I started, dealing with these issues. So, it kind of spells itself out. I personally, this is my biggest problem with the medication. Personally, I feel because they misprescribed what I actually needed, I feel they made my situations intensified. If you feel what I mean. Like, I feel maybe in the beginning when whatever happened, and I feel then maybe, it could have been simply just a coping mechanism. But once they started trying to put me on medications that I didn't actually need, I feel that caused the actual psychotic break.
Dude, I kind of agree with that because I remember growing up, my mom's ex-husband used to go and tell the sites that I was doing things I wasn't doing and wouldn't let my mom even talk, and we had to sit out in the lobby. And then when he did bring us in, all he was doing was doping me up on more medication. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even fucking do these things.
See, that's the thing. Like, originally, my mom had brought me in for depression because, it was ADHD. Okay, and once they put me on Ritalin for that started to fuck me up worse. And then it became not just ADHD, but, OCD. And then they put me on some other shit that fucked it up even worse. And then you can see the trend happening. Like, it started off, the event happened, right? Because I can trace it back to one simple event. The event happened, and something started to split. But then they put me on this medication and caused something more to split open. And so my mind was just trying to find ways to cope with it that they seen as ADHD, and then they seen it as OCD, and then they seen it as bipolar, and then they seen it as ODD, obsessive defiance disorder, or something like that.
Yes.
And then they seen it, and then all of a sudden they put me on fucking some shit called Geodon because I told them that I was, always depressed, but then I was always happy, but then I was always sad, and I just couldn't keep my emotions in check. And then they started seeing certain habits that they thought were schizophrenic, and then sure enough, they put me on Geodon, and that shit just fucked me right up. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest.
When I was 9 years old, I was diagnosed ADD, ODD, ADHD, OCD, eating disorders, all this by the age of 9.
I was about 12 years old when I got my final diagnosis of schizophrenia. And since
I got my bipolar diagnosis, I think, at 15.
Yeah. Since then, I haven't been to a doctor. Since then, I haven't touched any medications outside of marijuana because that's the only thing that and that's okay. Let me stop myself before I lie. That's not the only thing that ever worked. I will admit, Adderall helped me out, and that's kind of why I find it funny that you said that things seemed better when you were high, when you were doing meth, because Adderall and meth is literally just a one compound away from each other. Right. Adderall is leading meth. So for meth to have some kind of positive effect on schizophrenia, multiple personality, on a mental disorder, and be able to quiet voices like that, because it did. It fucking took everything that I was hearing, the screaming, the hollering, the questions that I was questioning that I wasn't actually questioning, took it all away from me. And I could actually hear myself just think.
And that's why my addiction strung for many years, dude, because I was always trying to chase those fucking voices away, dude.
Always.
That's because, somebody that doesn't have the same mental illness as you guys, but they were strung out on meth for 2 years, and then they started hearing other voices, and it even got so bad that she started having this internal dialogue that was like a narrator for her life, and it would be like, I'm not going to say her name, but it'd be like, she's opening the cabinet to get a plate, she's grabbing the plate to put her food on it, she's putting her food on the. You know what I mean? So, like, it's interesting that it has an opposite effect on somebody that already has the voices in their head that can't control them. And, you know what I mean? It's just an interesting...
well, I want to say, I think it might break down something like this, because there's people like me that are the opposites. I got the ADD, but with me, it works out where uppers are downers and downers are uppers. So if you're a normal type person that does something that's amphetamine based, it's probably going to rack your brain and cause those voices, the inner dialogue. But if you're a person where it actually mellows you out, like Adderall with JP, it gets down mellow and stuff, it probably slows down the voices and everything else too, including marijuana,
It helps you actually hear.
Okay.
So this brings me to this question. Do you feel like the personalities are manifestations of hyperactivity in your brain?
Very possible.
I did.
Like, I play games with mine. I talk to mine. Like, I've come to the agreement that no matter what medication they put me on, and we don't make enough money for me to have a methamphetamine habit, which is not a good habit to have, or make enough money for me to smoke Plestra's amount of weed. But I've come to the agreement with my voices, like, I'll be their friends if they be my friends. Like, don't tell me to do no stupid shit and I will fucking try to kill you. Like, I have conversations with them. I talk to them quite often, even on medication. When I'm, like, cooking or something, every once in a while I'll talk to my voices because they're helping me cook. Like, I don't take all their advice. Like, sometimes I gotta be like, hey, dude, that's not cool. But I have frequent conversations with my voices. And that's how I'm going to deal with them. Because if I can talk to them and not be scared of them, then they can't scare me.
The thing I can say about that is when she's actually having or going through and talking, because I can read her face. I can tell she's actually talking to somebody else just by the expressions on her face. So much expression in it. I don't know how to say it exactly, but it's very, like you would see gestures, animated gestures. She has animated facial expressions when she's having those conversations.
Interesting.
I'm gonna say it like this. I like I said, at one point I did think that possibly it was a coping mechanism for me to deal with the traumatic events that didn't happen. Possibly it was just an embodiment of hyperactivity of the brain or other emotions even. Until one point, I remember very distinctly when I realized it was somebody else inside of me, and it was creepy as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was creepy as hell. But Frank beat me in a game of chess. Okay, now you gotta think, if we're sharing the same brain, I should be able to know exactly what he's gonna do, and he should know exactly what I'm gonna do, correct?
I think, yeah.
I don't know, one of your voices should have told me my Tostitos were ready. Sorry, go ahead.
Hey, don't try to pass that blame on me, buddy.
Hey, they look good.
Go ahead, JP, finish.
But no, I didn't know what he was doing. I had no clue what play he was going to do next, what he was planning on as far as the end game. I didn't know anything he was doing at all. And he told me the same thing. He's like, I had no clue what you were doing. That's what I've been trying to get you to understand. we are separate people. And I'm like, damn. I thought I was just...
So you feel like Frank had a soul. Like Frank, you were sharing the same body, but you guys have two different souls.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Wow, that is incredibly interesting. Very insightful as well.
Like, that is the best way I've ever heard it put. I hate to be an asshole, but even with my phone plugged in, the car turned on and everything, my phone is still dying. I'm now at 8%.
Okay, hang up, you.
I love the way she put that. Hang up, you.
Wait, who's hanging
You
up?
gotta go home, and I don't want your phone dying on your drive, so freaking hang up, and we'll continue this with you.
You better listen to Mom.
Well, okay. So, you're lucky I love you guys. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You guys are lucky I love you guys, because I don't really know you, King Duke, but you know you're cool people. You seem like cool people, and I will say if you are any friend of Gonzo and Dead Girls, you must be a friend of mine. But I'm gonna tell you all like this, 100%. That's my home. Okay, that's my home. I got
a spare badge and get your ass to Arizona.
I am not leaving my kids. I'm not leaving my kids.
That's why he wouldn't do it before, babe. We already offered to him.
I'm not leaving my kids.
He's a good man.
I don't blame you.
All these guys on here are good fathers.
I got
my little one over there.
I seen her. She was adorable.
You probably gave her nightmares to our conversation.
Dude, hold on. I gotta show you.
With my crazy ass all the time.
I gotta show you all this. I found this adorable as all hell. So we're over at my great uncle's house, right? And we're trying to find something to do. And my kids find this box that I'm using as one of my clothes carriers, my hampers, whatever you want to call it, right? So they decide to color it, right?
Aww.
Hold it up there. I want to see it again. That is awesome, brother.
Right, and then you could tell that my daughter has my sense of personality. She put a poop emoji on my
Go figure, we were talking about poop emojis earlier.
I have a poopy emoji.
I will say that right there is a tattoo that I have on my arm.
Nice.
That one right there.
Oh, nice.
The sword in the stone?
Yeah, she did a good job.
No, it's the Master Sword in the Triforce. Yeah, I live in my car.
But you got a job.
Yeah.
So
I'm in the parking lot of my job right now.
What? Dude, you're in like Montana or some shit, aren't you?
Minnesota.
It gets cold there.
Yeah, we just went through negative 60 degrees last Wednesday.
How's fun, dude? You need to find a place.
No, but see, on those days, I was sleeping inside the store. So, shit, hold on. Oh, wait, no, we're good, because don't nobody know where exactly in Minnesota I work at. So, don't nobody ask for what city I work in, please.
I don't even know what you're talking about. We don't know what you're talking about.
We put an APP out on people we know in Minnesota and get him a fucking spot to crash, guys.
No, I'm good. I've got a place coming up here in May. I'm good.
That's fucking 3.5, 4 months away, yo.
I'm good. I'm a big dude. I'm good. I got this. I'm Minnesotan, eh?
Hey, I got a question.
Any help anyway.
No, I won't.
Let's go to this.
Make my voices come after your voices.
I'm gonna say it like this.
Battle.
I'm gonna say it like this. All right, guys. And damn it, I wish I wasn't at 4%. 3%, lovely. All right, fuck. Long story short, okay. I was an abusive asshole to my ex-fiance, right? Both times that we got together. I was not physically abusive, but damn close. I was everything but. It got so bad to the point where I even spit in her face in front of my children while screaming. Exactly. But, like, here's the thing. I'm probably a good 100 pounds heavier,